Good morning. Today is Wednesday, June 28th, and this is Devotions from St. Paul Evangelical Lutheran Church in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. I'm going to take a passage today from Matthew's Gospel where Jesus sends out the disciples, and I'm going to talk about the consequences of that mission. So this is from the 10th chapter of Matthew's Gospel. These 12, Jesus sent out with the following instructions. Go nowhere among the Gentiles and enter no town of the Samaritans, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And as you go, proclaim the good news. The kingdom of heaven has come near. Cure the sick, raise the dead, cleanse the lepers, cast out demons. You received without payment, give without payment. See, I am sending you out like sheep into the midst of wolves. So be wise as serpents and innocent as doves. Beware of them, for they will hand you over to councils and flog you in the synagogues. And you will be dragged before governors and kings because of me, as a testimony to them and to the Gentiles. When they hand you over, do not worry about how you are to speak or what you are to say, for what you will say will be given to you at that time. For it is not you who speak, but the Spirit of your Father speaking through you. This passage came shortly after Jesus announced the 12 men who had been disciples as apostles. And now he's sending them out to do his work, to spread his message throughout Israel. Now notice he's specific. He says, don't go to the Gentiles or the Samaritans. He gave them some special powers. But I think that the crux of the mission is go proclaim that the kingdom of heaven is near. They have the power to cure, they have the power to cast out demons, but this idea that the kingdom of heaven is near is central to the message. Now, a part that I didn't read says they don't have to be particularly concerned with the outcome, because the outcome is not up to them. The outcome is God's responsibility, and they have to spread the message, and if anybody doesn't accept it, they move on. They even shake the dust off their feet and move to a new city. So Jesus has given them a message, a mission, and I think we have the same mission, that we are to proclaim the kingdom of heaven as being near. Now, the second part of what I read says that they're going to run into trouble. He did say that some of the towns would not accept them. But in the part that I read, it said, you will also be called before councils and flogged in the synagogues. And you will be called before the rulers to answer for what you're saying. Now, I've never had this experience, but it's an idea that this is not an easy thing. Now, Jesus was brand new to all the people, and the message that he was preaching was very new in Israel. It probably should not have been. A careful reading of the Old Testament would give you a lot of the same ideas. But the way that it was practiced at that time, it was very new. So when the apostles went out, they ran into everything that Jesus said they'd run into. They had all kinds of trouble. And give them great credit, they stood up to that trouble and continued to preach the word and suffered the consequences of that. So far we've had Jesus send them on a mission and then told them it's going to be difficult. But then the part that I really like about this passage is the third idea that's in it. When you're called before the councils, don't worry about what you're going to say. It will not be you speaking. It will be the Spirit of your Father who is speaking through you. I find this so encouraging. Jesus sends us out, says, do all these good things to proclaim the kingdom of heaven. Yeah, understand you're going to run into trouble, but understand also that I am there with you. You are not alone. The Spirit will be with you wherever you go, and the words that you are to speak when you're confronted will come from the Spirit. It makes me feel so good to know that it's not me who has the responsibility to convert. It's not me that has the power to do all these things. It is only me as a tool, and the Spirit is responsible. I think that's true for all of us. Now, I've said lots of times, speaking is one thing, but most of us will do the will of God and show that the kingdom is near in how we act. In fact, not too long after this, at the Last Supper, Jesus told his disciples, they will know you are my disciples if you love one another. And that is the way most of us are going to proclaim the kingdom of heaven, is by loving one another. And this is going to be through actions much more strongly than words. So there's three parts to this passage. Jesus sends us on a mission. Jesus tells us this mission is going to be difficult. And Jesus comforts us by telling us, I will always be with you. The Spirit will be there no matter what comes and what you have to do to fulfill this mission. I hope you find comfort, especially in this last part, that the Spirit is with us. And I hope you will look at this 10th chapter of Matthew and read it and see that we have a mission, but it's Jesus' mission and we are just tools in his hands. I hope that that is something that you feel comfortable and strong in doing. And I pray to God that he will be with us always as he has promised. Thank you.